Am I audible to you all? Hello.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
Yes, you are out.
Okay, great. Fine. Let's go to our normal sessions. We'll start the session today. First, we'll start from scratch. Mhm. Let me close. I have a lot of mess to clean. Please don't mind. Okay. Let me know once you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
visible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now what we will do is first we will create one requirement. Okay. So let me ask any one of you. So who is working here? I believe Mahinder, Lalita, you both are working, right? And everybody is working here. Sindhuja and all. Correct?
Yes.
Now, okay. So now what I will do. Uh, so Mahinder, can you please help me out with your project? Which project you are working on?
Working on e-commerce application.
E-commerce application, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So I will ask this guy create a requirement for e-commerce application for the below details requirement document. Okay. First, we are going to create the requirement document. Now here I'm using Olama. Okay. It is from Meta. Got it? So now let me take the latest one. Okay. Let me take the gamma as well. Now here, user can into the application with valid credentials and OTP to the users and along with the OTP to the registered mobile. That is the first point. And the second point is user can see three tabs on the home page. That is electronics, home needs, then clothing. After login, user can see this. User can add any item from the user can add any item from the um, any of the above section along with the quantity, right? Once user clicks on the Hmm, what is that? Save, then the items should display in the cart page. Done. So this is my requirement. So now I'm asking it. It is very slow. It is very slow. So the same thing, what I'll do is I will take this and I'll ask is chat GPT. Okay. And I'm asking the same question here. Okay. I'm asking the same question here. It is very fast. Now, why it is very fast? Which LLM it is using? It is using GPT. Okay. It is using GPT LLM. See, these are the requirement document he is giving, and this is the it's still giving out. Come on. So now, okay, take this, uh, okay, and understand properly e-commerce application. So purpose defined that the requirements, the scope specify that the user verifies the OTP, okay, and the user login, entering the email and the mobile number and login, and the OTP is verified. This is a functional requirement, FR. Okay. So now in the home page, more again in the home page, I can see that the functional requirement is electronics home needs to be defined. Okay. So now this is the requirements that we got. So what I'll do is I will copy these requirements, paste it here. I'll save it. More options. Browse. Um, the drive tech creating. What is the month now? It's a May, right? May 2026. Okay. E-commerce requirement. Okay. E-commerce underscore requirement. Now, what I'm trying to do is, may I copy this guy, and again I'm asking to the LLM. So let me ask this. So, oh, come on. I'll go to here, add files, street drive, live tech. I attach to this. See, I'm going from very basic. You might know all these things. You might be doing it. But in this session, so maybe one or two guys who don't know anything about AI. So for those people, I'm explaining this from scratch. Okay. So here, the above is the requirement. So ChatGPT I'm using only today. From tomorrow, there is no ChatGPT at all. So this is not actual way of working. Okay, there is another way how we can use AI to do that. Okay, generate the detailed user story for the above requirement. See, it is not above, it is an attachment. So now the epic is authentication. The user, okay. So now the epic 2 is the homepage and the product categories. So if you can see in the epic, so it has given the user story. User story one is the login credentials. So as a registered user, I enter the username password, okay, and the mobile number and the secure access to the application, the password field. When I click on the login button, then what happened? The system validates the credentials from the database. It should proceed for the valid users. So this is the acceptance criteria, right? So now coming to OTP. So when if you are entering the valid credentials, and now here the validation for the OTP is, hey boss, if you have a valid OTP, then only you can able to access. And the duration of the OTP is, so I didn't mention anything. It assumes. Again, if you want to say that, hey, so the OTP duration is, I can say that OTP duration, again, duration is only, um, let's say 120 or 2 minutes, 2 minutes or 120 seconds. That is the first point we observe. So it has given, but we have to observe and we have to edit it properly. And the login, okay, it is successful, and then log out, then it should be log out successfully. Okay. Now the products, electronics, and everything is done. The product should be loaded in 2 seconds. So it is not like, so we cannot specify it, right? The product can be load, product loading time should be based on the load. Um, no need to bother for now. It's a performance testing. Okay, it should be in 2 seconds. That is not required. For now, it's a performance testing again. And multiple products can be selected together, allows less than, and what is it? Quantity should not allow less than one. Maximum, minimum quantity. Okay. Okay. Fine. Update the above stories based on the above details. Okay. So it is doing this. That's awesome. Clear? 1.2 story 1.2 is updated, and 5.1 application security, that is also there, and 5.2 application performance, it has been added. So this is how we got it. Can you share the Share the stories in the what format? Document. Yes. Anybody have any question? Please ask. It is not like only me is doing all these things. Does anybody know all these things, or who
That
don't know about this?
numbering is generated randomly like 5.1, 5.2, 2.1.
That's okay. So you can update it whenever it gives the document, right? So you can update accordingly. Okay. So you got the file. Okay, you open the file. Now you can update here, right? The random number can be updated based on the requirement. Okay. So here it has been given the document. So maybe you can add or remove a few things. Correct? It is not like whatever it has given, you have to use it. Clear?
Sir.
Yep. How about others? Anybody have any questions? Please ask. No questions? Hey, just give me a second. I'll be back. Yes, guys. Sorry. My kid is banging the door, so you might hear her sound today. Okay. Yeah, please. Any question?
So if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
create a diagram, user flow diagram, how can we give the prompt?
What user? Okay. That's
This
for the same thing.
requirement flow, yeah, requirement flow diagram.
For the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for this.
Just you can see. Yeah, I will. So don't go for the flow diagram like randomly. You can say like this. Create a flow diagram in HTML for the above uh, requirement and above requirement. Requirement is good. Don't go for the user story. Requirement is different. So it is giving. So the rendering issue will come. Rendering means the data will not be in a proper way. So the rendering issue will come, right? So what you can do is you can download this guy. Okay, go to this. And here, this is the document. User opens the application. He enter the username password. If the valid credentials is there, then what happened? It will send the OTP to the register mobile. And OTP display screen should be displayed and enters the OTP. Again, if the OTP is in 120 seconds, okay, if it is a valid, then you can see that login successful. And once the login successful, you can see the home page, right? Any question?
This one coming from that HTML text.
Ah, yes, yes. So you can see that the e-commerce flow diagram. Just now we downloaded, right? You can see in the download it is 15 10 28. Okay. So this is the user stories which we have downloaded, and it is e-commerce. So how we got it? So this is the download option. So here you can find the download option, the
Okay.
diagram. Okay. Yeah. And if you would like to have, you can preview it. Oh, come on. See, rendering issues are coming now. Okay.
Can you please show the prompt text, sir? What you have given
Context.
HTML diagram.
Create the flow diagram in HTML for the above requirement.
Okay.
So make sure that your requirement is clear. If your requirement is clear and if your prompt is clear, then okay, if your prompt is clear, then it will give you proper requirement. And if your proper requirement is there, then you have to don't go directly like this. First, you have to download it. One second. Okay. So don't go blindly. I'm sorry. So today my kid is disturbing me a lot. If your requirement is clear, if you don't directly update anything, so what you can do is you have to take that document and save it somewhere. And what you can do is you have to update the document properly according to your requirement. So why? Because so AI is not 100% accurate. It depends. It depends. Correct? Understood. So for that accuracy, you have to go through it each and every line by line. So what happened, in my previous project, it was a blunder mistake done by the business analyst. So he was assuming like, so he has given the right user stories. So after 2 or 3 months, once we go with the sprint planning, and we have seen that user stories, and that user stories are not accurate, and we asked him, "Hey, what is this user stories?" He said that, everything is done. And again, he was saying that, boss, please don't say to anybody else. I have generated this completely in the chat GPT, but I didn't review it. So generating is different, but reviewing is the very big mistake, right? Why? Because the wrong requirement leads to the Wrong implementation. The wrong implementation leads to production bugs. Again, production bugs leads to a rope to our neck. Correct? QS. That's why we should be very cautious about it. So if you are working on creating the user stories, so make sure that not only the user stories, whatever the document you create, go through line by line. Okay, it save your typing time, it save your format time, but you have to go through line by line, understand it, and adjust according to your requirement. Then do the next step. Am I clear? Yeah. Yes. No. Not understand. Or pura bakwas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how we need to work with ChatGPT. Uh, but hardly we are working with the ChatGPT in real time. In real time, ChatGPT we are not going to use because it stores our data. Right? That's why ChatGPT are not enabled everywhere, and it is not allowing you to copy paste. Have you seen? Have you experienced such type of activities?
What is the difference
I
between ChatGPT and Copilot?
Okay. So this is a copilot, right? So you are speaking about this one, right? Okay. I use this. I ask the same prompt. You ask a good question. I ask the same question to it. Let's see what it will do for the attached requirement. Is done? Okay. What I'll do is I'll copy. So it is not giving the files. I'll paste it here. Control S. Save in the downloads. E-commerce flow diagram dot HTML. As saved HTML. Voila. Right. Now, and 36. This one. Correct? See, these are the two different flow diagrams you can see. Correct? But the requirement is same. The prompt is same. There is nothing changed. Yes, no, not understand. Come on. I'm not hearing from you. Okay, the co-pilot, what is the difference? They all are LLMs. Okay, they all are LLMs. They are doing the same job, but every LLM has their own data trained. Okay, one LLM is trained in one way and another LLM trained in another way. Clear? Yes, fine then. Let's move ahead. Now, now we have got this LLM ready, right? Now, I mean, the flow diagram and all these things. I would like to have a test cases. First, what we did, we have a requirement. Out of the requirement, we created the user story, and based on the user story, now we are generating the test cases, right? So, but usually, whatever the process I am showing, so at least three resources, if they can work for 3 days, then only it can happen. It was happening like that previously. Am I right? So now, within 10 minutes, I'm doing all these things. But you must know how to use AI. That's it. If you don't know how to use AI, then it's very hard. I can say that you must know how to swing the sword, otherwise, you will get a cut. That's it. Very simple way. Okay. But what I'll do is create manual test cases, manual end-to-end test cases, end-to-end test cases for the above requirement and the story. Instead of requirement, I can say that stories. Stories would be good. Project name, login again. See, it is giving in a very legacy way, which is not expected. I would ask one more thing. So for the better readability, what I will do is um, let it done. I'll ask them. Generate in the tabular format for better readability. Instead of line by line, what we do, I'm asking it to write the steps. Okay. Open application, the first one, manual end-to-end test cases here. Open application, right? And second one, enter a user password and click on the login button, enter valid OTP within 20 seconds and click on verify. So this is one way. Observe the home page. Step 2. Okay. Precondition is login successful and electronic tab should display. Needs tab, home needs to be displayed and clothing tab to be displayed. Click on each tab. It should go to the highlighted category. That is one thing. Module 3, that is product selection. Navigate to the category, any category, select any product, select any quantity. So now hardly it takes 5 to 10 minutes. When it is possible, it is possible only if your requirements are clear, right? Yes, no, not understand. Please do let me know. Am I clear? Still have
Clear.
doubt. Yep, that's awesome. I believe you only Sunil asked. Sunil was not today. Um, Sunil joined? No. Fine. So this is how um, we are generating a requirement into stories and stories into test cases. Now I will ask this: download. Oh, it's giving something else. Okay, generate the Excel file for the test cases. For the test cases, uh, by using the below test cases with the column shown below. Test case ID, title, no, no, test case ID, then requirement ID, and then story ID, title, prerequisite. Now, test steps, expected result, actual result, priority, status, comments, right? I need all these columns into my test case and generate. So why am I using this test case requirement ID and the story ID? Any clue? Anybody?
Creating traceability matrix.
Yes, exactly. Excuse me. Now you can see that the test case ID, requirement ID, and the story. Okay. Prerequisite, title, user account, successful login. Test steps here, one by one. There's something missing here. Some expected result, actual result. After execution, we will mention. Reality, high status, and comments. Right? This is what we asked. Correct? Again, we are seeing some flow. Test case ID, test case ID. Uh, it should be a numeric. Okay, it should be a numeric. A requirement, same requirement, but a story. So we are expecting only requirement IDs, story IDs, and the test case IDs. Correct? Test case ID, requirement ID, story ID are will have only numerics. That is one point. And the second point is requirement is only one. meaning one ID across the test cases. Enter the requirement, stories are there. Or, I mean, okay, that's fine. This is my I don't need this. Requirement is only one, meaning one ID across the test. Clear? Okay. Now I'll download this guy. Now you can see that the test case, the requirement, and the stories. Correct? The story numbers are changing. Correct? The requirement is same. Any question? Again, I can see one more issue here. So login, story is different, right? Okay. Yeah, story is different. Okay. I want negative and edge cases as well. Include negative and edge cases to it. Everybody clear? What we are trying to do? Seems like I cannot do more data. Hmm. Why? Oh, I reached it. Okay, that's fine. Let me ask this guy. Add hmm, user stories and add negative and edge cases. So these are the negative cases and these are the positive cases. Get to the Excel file. You like me to tag these new test cases with new? Don't tag, just add, and I will talk. Fine. Workspace. Separately. Do I need to do it separately here? This is what the problem is. The file is ready. Where is the workspace here? Inside workspace. What discover? Imagine. Ah, share the workspace location. Okay. Copilot workspace. Where is Copilot? Do you see anything? Nothing here. Copilot, here we don't have Copilot. Okay, anyway, somewhere it is there. So it will update. Anybody have any question, please ask. Okay, any other questions, anybody? Please ask.
Nothing for now.
Okay, so only these co-pilots and the GitHub, Chat GPT we use today. From tomorrow, we are not using this. Okay, we are using different way, different AIs. Clear? Fine then. That's all for today. If you don't have any questions, then we are good to wind up. It seems nobody have no questions. Fine then. Thank you. Have a good day.